Hi. Um, so a lot has been going on. I was living in Ontario and I just kind of made the decision that I was going to move to Nova Scotia. So I've been here since the 1st of November. My dad bought a house here about 8 years ago for like $5,000, and it's a wreck. But I don't have to pay rent, so that is nice. I do have to pay for the utilities and stuff, but the house is like doesn't have a mortgage or anything, and it's been vacant since my dad bought it. We've just kind of used it for vacation and stuff. Mostly my dad's been here because weirdly I'm the only one in my family who has any interest in coming out here. So I've been here quite a bit, enough that I'm familiar with the house and the town, and it feels kind of homey. But so I've always really wanted to come out here and do some work on the house and help my dad out. And I've come and helped him a few times, but I've only been able to come for like a week at a time. 2 weeks tops. So now I'm living here, and there's a lot of work to do. My dad was here he just left yesterday. I think it's the 23rd today. I don't know. So he was here for a while. He wanted to get like the furnace hooked up and stuff like that, but hey baby. But the furnace broke and there's just like all kinds of shit. So I have no heat right now. It hasn't been crazy cold yet. There's been a few nights where it's been really cold. We just have some space heaters, and I've got like 3 of the rooms sectioned off right now. And I have an oil-filled space heater, and those are amazing. So that runs like all the time, and it heats these 3 rooms. So furnace broke. Heating out here is really expensive. So there's wood, which a lot of people have fireplaces and wood burning stoves and stuff. There's oil, which apparently my neighbor was saying that she pays like $600 a month for her oil furnace. That's crazy. There's propane, and then there's these things called heat pumps, and they're pretty expensive to buy and install, but they are similar monthly in price to what you'd pay in somewhere like Ontario for your natural gas furnace. So there is a heat pump on the way. Should be here next month sometime, probably like mid-December. So that's going to be installed. Like, I wouldn't have minded being here without heat. I know that sounds crazy, but I've done that sort of thing before, and I wouldn't have really minded. My dad is like a dad, so he's dead set on me having heat. So there is a heat pump on the way. And really there's just a lot of work to do here. Upstairs is, it's a really old house. I guess it was a rooming house for a long time. And so it was not really kept up. And it's a beautiful house. Structurally, it's good. So, I mean, it's worth fixing for sure. My dad's been coming here every summer for the last like 8 years or so and working. So he has done quite a bit. Last year, I guess he finished the bathroom downstairs and the kitchen and laid flooring in a few of the rooms. And so upstairs really is what he initially worked on, just to get it like livable, kind of cottagey, so that we could come here and stay. So it's not too bad. It's mostly just like cosmetic stuff. I mean, with the house being vacant and there not being heat during the winter, I'll show you the ceiling. Oh, I don't know if I can flip my camera. I'll show you later. The ceilings are all peeling and chipping the paint. It was done almost every room up here except for one of the bedrooms and this room I'm in right now, which just has the plaster walls, but everywhere else they did wood paneling, probably like sometime in the 70s. And they didn't do a great job of finding the studs and putting it up properly, so there's some spots where that needs help. But it actually looks, I mean, personally, I really like the way it looks painted. So I guess my idea of how I would want to decorate a home is more like country English cottage type. So the wood paneling, that works for me. So I'm here and I've already started working on things. And I did intend on filming and doing like before and afters and stuff like that, but some of it I just wanted to get it done so it felt more comfortable here. So the bathroom is almost completely finished. The only thing I have to do is put up some tiles in the tubs around. And I have the tiles. I'm just waiting on a special glue for them because they're like vinyl vinyl tiles, but they're really cute. They have patterns on them. Currently, I'm working on trying to get my bedroom finished, and I'll show that to you. I just wanted like at least my bedroom to be finished and feel like a peaceful place away from all of the mess, because it's really a mess here. I mean, aside from all of the work that needs to be done, my dad's been coming and staying here for, you know, summers and stuff by himself, and there is shit everywhere. Like, wow. There's shit everywhere. He's just been like, my mom doesn't come with him, And so he's just like living like a bachelor here. And there is tools in every room, dishes, just random shit, clothes, just everything. So there's a lot of like cleaning and organizing I have to do. Um, and he's basically said like I can do whatever I want with the place, which is really cool. And I think he's just happy that someone's finally going to be living here and enjoying the house, because that was sort of his dream when he bought it. So, really all I have time to do right now is work on the house. I've had to put my art on hold, and I'm not working, so I'm just here doing shit. And I mean, doing crap, doing things. So I had to order a mattress because I literally came here with nothing other than my clothes and a few like important things that I needed from home. I had my car. I have a Pontiac Vibe, and so it's not like the biggest vehicle. So I had that completely packed. There was just enough room for the dog in the back seat and my dad. And I also had a cargo bag on top of the car. So, and I brought like my curtains and my blankets and pillows, stuff like that. Oh, and my art supplies, because there's no way I was leaving that behind. I tried to sell a lot of my paintings before I left Ontario. And I did sell some, but a lot of them I had to bring with me. So I just didn't have really enough time. This was sort of not like a spur of the moment decision, because I've been thinking about it for quite a while. I mean, since my dad bought this house and I came out here the first time and decided it was a really nice place to live. Aside from being beautiful, it's just kind of a slower pace here. And I've never really been a fan of like fast-paced Western life, so I'm not even a fan. I'm not capable of living that way. So living in Ontario, especially in a city, just has always been really difficult for me. Yeah, so I ordered a mattress, and it's late getting here. So my room that I've been working on is partially painted. I painted around the bed because my dad's just kind of you found like there was, I guess this room was just like completely full of furniture, and the whole house was full of stuff. He had to have a dump truck brought here so that he could fill it with all the stuff that was in the house. Most of it was just garbage, but there was quite a bit of furniture that, you know, antiques and stuff like that, that were left here. So there are some nice pieces of furniture, and he's slowly like collected mattresses and things like that for the rooms, so that when people come to stay, they have beds to sleep on, and it's like relatively comfortable. So in the room that I was in, the room that's going to be mine, that's where my son and I have slept when we've come to stay here. So it felt like that would be a good room for me. I'm comfortable in it already. there's a spring mattress, and it was like I've never really seen anything quite like it before. It was like a box spring, but actually had springs, which that's probably like an old style. I'm used to like a box spring that's really just like a wood frame with fabric on top of it, right? So that's what was in there. It was very heavy. So sliding it from one side of the room to the other was just not going to happen. And I didn't, like, my dad was still here at the time, so I didn't really have the freedom to move to another room or put my bed in the living room or anything like that temporarily. So I just painted around the bed, and I ripped up half of the floor. There was this linoleum in there that was put down in the 50s, and I know that because they put a layer of newspapers under the flooring. So those were all from 1956, which was pretty cool. And underneath was a beautiful wood floor in really good condition. So that was really exciting. Because a lot of the rooms here just have, I mean, the kitchen is linoleum on top of linoleum on top of linoleum that was glued onto the wood floor. So that was disappointing. So finding that wood floor in my room was really exciting. And so I ripped up half of the linoleum, swept, vacuumed, washed it, gave it a really light sand because it was completely unfinished. And I really wanted to just preserve it the way it is. Not like fix it or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to keep it as close to the way I found it as possible. So I used an oil modified polyurethane, just clear satin, and I did half the floor with that. Now my dad left yesterday, and my mattress still isn't here, so I have to keep using this kind of shitty mattress. But anyways, because my dad's not here, I was able to move my bed into the living room. Hi. Hello. This is a little bear. He's here for the adventure. And he's a little shit. Yeah. Aren't you? What do you want? So this morning I woke up. I moved my mattress into the living room where all my other shit is piled up. Because there was some other furniture in that room initially. And when I unpacked my car, I just brought everything in because I was going to work on the bathroom. So moved all my stuff from that room to the living room now that it's just me and the dog. And I carried that really heavy box spring all the way downstairs and outside by myself this morning. I was just like really determined that I was going to do it. So, yeah. The neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I am a little, and I don't really care what people think of me. So, yeah, so that's exciting. Now I'm just painting that like little patch of wall that was behind and above the bed that I wasn't able to paint before. And now that my bed and stuff is out of there, I knocked off all the peeling chipping paint from the ceiling. And for now, I'm just gonna leave that. I ordered some kind of wallpaper tile things to go on that ceiling in there, just temporarily, because I don't have I think it's called a drywall jack, to be able to drywall the ceiling. I have to wait until I have some help to do that. My dad has one in Ontario, so I think he's going to bring it with him. But hey, don't do that. Yeah, so I knocked the paint from the ceiling, and now that the bed's gone, I can rip up the other half of the floor and clean it and sand it and put the polyurethane on, and then the floor will be finished, which is really exciting. And then hopefully my mattress will come and I can set up my bed, and then I'll have that room nice and comfy to the dog's just going crazy digging in the blankets right now. I think he's just trying to make himself comfortable, but he looks ridiculous. Yeah, so that is my plan for this week. And I don't know if I'm going to film the rest of that work. Maybe I've since I discovered that floor underneath that linoleum, that exact same linoleum actually is in two of the other bedrooms on this floor, and it's in one of the rooms downstairs as well. So I'll be able to do, hopefully, I'm hoping, that they just did the exact same thing where they laid newspaper underneath and there's no glue or anything, and I can just rip up the linoleum. They didn't, honestly, they really, they did like a sheet and a sheet, at least in that room, they did a sheet and a sheet, and just nailed it down the center with little tack nails, and then nailed it around the sides. So there was really like almost no damage to the floor from them putting that down, which was amazing. The interesting thing about that room is that originally it had a closet that came out, and there was a door, and I guess they removed that closet. And this room here has a wall up where I'm assuming there was no wall before. And the like knee wall space behind has become the closet for the other room. They're next to each other. I'll give you like a tour of the house so you can see the layout and stuff, or at least this level, because downstairs is actually like its own separate unit now. Yeah, so there's a lot to do here, and I hope I didn't ramble too much, but maybe I mean, like, I'm not My goal here is not to completely renovate or completely remodel or anything like that. Um, I don't have the money for that. And I don't have the time for that. So really, it's just to kind of make it decent. And I mean, it's not that it's not livable or decent right now, because it's livable for sure. And up here, especially, is pretty decent. Downstairs, not so much. But I don't need anything to be perfect. I just need it to be homey. And I'm not like an overly picky person, and I've never enjoyed living in new homes. I really like the feel of an older house and all the character and quirks that come along with that. So I think probably the first project I'm gonna film doing it with before and afters and everything is the staircase, um, which this really says something about how this house was built originally. None of the floors creak. The staircase doesn't creak. You walk up it and it's just solid. It's awesome. So, there've been, I think, just one wall put up where the lower level and the upper level were separated. Or not one wall, but an L-shaped wall. And so you come in the entrance and there's a a little entryway. Maybe it's like, actually, it's not that small. It's like maybe 10 feet. 10 by 6 or 7. And then go up the stairs, and the stairs are, they've seen better days. They're not too bad. Mostly the issue is that they've been painted and painted and painted and painted and painted. Like most of the rooms in this house, there's just like layers of paint or layers of wallpaper and paint and wallpaper and paint. It's just, that's what happens in an old house. So there's that, and I don't want to mess with lead paint. So I'm not. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. So I'm not going to sand them or strip them or anything like that. I'm just going to, well, and I'll show you in the before and afters, but they had put down like a rubber non-slip carpet runner down all the stairs, and they nailed and glued it. So there's like a strip down the center of all the stairs where it's been glued. And that's probably not coming off. So my plan for the stairs is that I'm going to probably, I have some sheetrock, and I'm gonna, this is a maybe. So I'm going to cover the back of the stairs, the rise, with some sheetrock, and then sand that so it's smooth. And I have these like peel and stick mosaic, not mosaic, I have these peel and stick tile stickers that I'm going to put on the rise, and then I'm going to paint the steps and the railing. And then I'm going to use these carpet tiles my dad has to cover that strip down the center and give them a little bit of grip. My dad has fallen down those stairs a few times just because they're pretty smooth in spots. And I thought that might be like a nice thing to do. He's not going to be living here or anything, but that was an idea that he had for himself to make them a little safer. And he will be probably coming here, not often, but he will be coming here to stay quite a bit. So I just thought that would be a nice thing for him. And I have a green paint that I was going to use in my room, and I put it up and I decided it was a little bit too dark. I mean, I have pops of color elsewhere, so I kind of just felt like I wanted my room to be a little bit more peaceful feeling and calm. So I ended up using an antique white in there, with white baseboards, and the tiles that I have for the ceiling are white, and they have like a 3D floral print on them. So I think that'll be really nice. But that green paint I think I'm going to use to paint the stairs. And if I have enough left, maybe that front entrance area. I also have some like golden yellow paint left from the bathroom, which I want to use somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet. So have to figure that out. But anyways, that is my plan, and I'm not a professional, and this isn't a renovation. This is just me kind of fixing up an old house to my liking. And I thought it might be interesting for people to watch my, journey and the